Breakfast, the most important meal of the day and some of my girls' favorite foods. But it's 6 o'clock in the evening and I didn't take anything out for the freezer for dinner. So I'm making smoked sausage, cheesy scrambled eggs, and loaded home fries. Yes, it's breakfast for dinner. We're flipping the script today here on Cooking with Mom. Breakfast for dinner. Let's look at our ingredients. We've got 3 slices of bacon, 3 eggs, a little bit of Vidalia onion, a few small potatoes, and some smoked sausage, and a little bit of cheddar cheese. Let's start the potatoes first. I'm going to wash those potatoes off and make sure that they're clean on the outside because I may include some of the skin when I cook the potatoes. Not all, but maybe some of the skin. Here I'm using a few red skin potatoes and a few Yukon Gold potatoes. I prefer all Yukon Gold, but I didn't have enough, so I'll use the red skin. Those are flavorful also. Once the potatoes are washed, I put them on a plate, pat them dry with a paper towel, put them in the microwave, cook for 5 minutes. While the potatoes are cooking, I've got some skinless smoked sausage. I'm going to cut up lengthwise and widthwise and put it in a preheated pan. Now that pan has about a teaspoon of oil in it. The sausage makes its own oil. And I'm just going to put it on low in a covered pan so that I can cook up while I'm making my other dishes. After 5 minutes in the microwave, the potatoes are ready. I let them cool a little bit, maybe a couple of minutes. And now I got them on the cutting board and I'm cutting them lengthwise, getting ready to peel the potatoes. So I cut all the potatoes lengthwise and then the peel just comes right off, just like that. The peeling will come right off with very little effort. And I get most of the peelings off because I don't like a lot of skin on my potatoes. But if you get a little bit on there, that's okay because we wash those potatoes. Okay, here I'm getting most of the skin off the potato, and just like magic, all my potatoes are peeled and they're ready to be cut. So I cut lengthwise first and then I start cutting into bite-sized pieces. The potatoes are easy to cut because they're nice and done, almost done. And then just like magic, all my potatoes are cut and ready to go in the heated pan. Now these potatoes are going in a preheated pan with about 2 tablespoons of oil. They're already cooked, so we just want to get a crisp crust on them, and this is a great way to do it. We're putting them in the pan. We're going to let them go on medium heat for a while, and now we need to check the sausage. The sausage is cooking up nicely. Got a little brown color, a dark brown color on the back. Now we flip them over to the front. And we're going to keep it on low because the front part, that will cook pretty fast if we aren't careful. So we're just going to check that, put those on low because we have a few other things to do before we can have our lovely breakfast for dinner. it's cooking, I'm going to get the bacon started. Now I've got one of those Ridge microwave bacon cooker pans, and I put a piece of paper towel, my bacon, and then another paper towel over it. And I'm going to put that in the microwave for 2 minutes. Checking on the potatoes, they're getting done brown on one side, and I'm flipping them over. And once I flip them over, then I'm ready to add the onion. Now the reason I didn't add the onion right away is because it doesn't take long for the onion to cook, and you don't want the potatoes to be done and the onions to be burned. So you want to add the onion really at the last few minutes of cooking, making sure that the onion gets done and the potatoes are just right. So here I've already chopped up some Vidalia onion, about I don't know, 1/4 of a cup, and I added that to the potatoes. Let those cook. Checking on the bacon, it's ready to come out of the microwave, and I'm just going to set that bacon aside because it's got to crisp up a little bit more. Let those paper towels absorb some of the oil, get them crisp just like this. Let them sit because we got to wait for the potatoes to be done. Also, I am going to grate some cheddar cheese, about 3 ounces of cheddar cheese for the potatoes as well, and the eggs. These potatoes are about ready to come out of the pan. So we're going to take those. They're all crisp up. Look at their golden brown color. The onions are translucent, so we know that they're ready to come out. So I'm going to take a slotted spoon and get those potatoes out on a paper towel lined pan, season them up, and get it ready to load them up with our extra added ingredients. So here I am, I'm putting them in the pan, getting them ready to load up while they're still hot. So now it's time to load up those potatoes. First I'm going to salt and pepper the potatoes while they're hot, and then I'm going to just crunch up this bacon with my hands so it's nice and crisp. And I'm going to take those bacon slices and make them into good-sized bacon bits. Get some of that shredded cheddar cheese and put that on top of the hot potatoes. Add the bacon. It's going to be really good. Now I'm going to put a top on that, let that sit while I start the eggs. Incidentally, look at how easy cleanup is on that bacon pan. Take the paper towels off, put that pan in the dishwasher. My final step is to make the eggs, and I'm going to take the remaining shredded cheddar cheese and crack 2 eggs over that and get those started. We leave those eggs to last because it doesn't take long, and they get cold kind of quick. Oops, let me get that shell. And go ahead and scramble those up, get them in the pan. The rest of our dishes for our breakfast for dinner, we're almost done. So I'm going to put that egg mixture in a preheated pan. It's got about a tablespoon of oil in that nonstick pan. And I'm just going to go ahead and let those cook. And I use a technique that just let them sit there, and then just take the edges. Once the edges are starting to get done, I kind of move the eggs around so shift out the cooked edges so that the middle eggs are flowing to the sides, and keep that technique up. That way you get some fluffy eggs, and the cheese really does meld and combine well with the eggs this way. Instead of just getting a clump of cheese, you get melted cheese all through your eggs this way. And your eggs get pretty fluffy. It doesn't take long either. So here, and this is real time. here are the eggs getting cooked over medium heat, and they're becoming fluffy. The cheese is melting very nicely, and we've got some wonderful scrambled eggs. Here are all the dishes plated together. We've got that succulent smoky sausage, the fluffy eggs with the cheddar cheese melded in, and the home fried potatoes loaded up with cheddar cheese and bacon. And I'm going to put all that together with some fresh pineapple chunks. So here it is, our meal that we didn't take long. It probably took about a half an hour to get this together. This is what you do when you come home from work and you need an idea for dinner and you don't have anything planned. How about breakfast for dinner? Enjoy your dinner and have a lovely breakfast here on Cooking with Mom.